Hi, I'm Kiara, and we did our project on infertility, and so I'm going to talk about the impacts of infertility and how they relate to human development. So about 6% of married women right now in the U.S. have trouble conceiving, and then about 12% of women with unknown marital status have trouble conceiving, or even if they have conceived, they have trouble carrying a pregnancy to full term. Most people think that just women have infertility issues, but that's not true. Men also have problems with infertility. So it's been said in a study done by the CDC in 2002 that for men under the age of 45, 7.5 men have been in to see a fertility doctor, and that relates to 3.3 million to 4.7 million men. Ways that infertility impacts human development is that you can either stop or hinder human development. It can stop it completely if the egg is not fertilized by sperm, and then as we learned in the prenatal development stage, it can different like environmental toxins or different poisons can get in the woman's body, and so during the embryonic stages it can cause problems with the brain or the limbs.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm going over a community resource that's here in Columbus. Their name is the Ohio Reproductive Services, and they're here for families who are working with infertility. Their main goal is that they really want to provide families with optimal and quality infertility treatments. And what they really understand is that this is an emotional time for people going through infertility, and so they really want to help people along with that process. Some of the services that they offer include in vitro fertilization, donor sperm, fertility medications and fertility preservation, egg donation, pre-implantation genetic diagnosis, and then they also have services for LGBT families and also for people with recurrent miscarriages. That's all I have.
Okay, so my name's Emilee, and I did the Internet Resource Critique portion. And the source I used was the Mayo Clinic on infertility. And some critiques that I had is that it supplies a large amount of educational information, including the definition of infertility, as well as some of the symptoms, which would be women that are diagnosed with endometriosis or pelvic inflammatory disease, or also if they've had previous miscarriages. They also went to some of the causes and risk factors, which would be age, tobacco or alcohol use, as well as over or underweight, men and women. Also some tests that can be done and many different treatment options. Some would be hormone replacement, and this can be done for men or women, as well as different medications or fertility drugs. And there's also artificial insemination, in vitro fertilization, donor for both egg and sperm, or there's a surrogate mother option. And another critique is that it doesn't really prepare fully for the emotional side of the diagnosis and treatment of infertility for men and women or couples.
Okay, so my name is Lydia. I'm going to talk about factors that influence infertility. Infertility affects every racial, religious, and ethnic groups. About 1 out of 5 couples in America will have infertility problems, and that means 7.3 million women as well as their partners will have infertility problems. Some factors that affect infertility would be age, tobacco use, alcohol, weight and exercise. With age, fertility will decrease with age as for women and men around their 30s and 40s. And with tobacco use, it will reduce the chance of pregnancy and increase risk for miscarriages in women. For alcohol use, there are no safe level for alcohol use during pregnancy or conception of pregnancy. It will increase the risk for birth defects and decrease in sperm counts in men. Being overweight or underweight also affects your fertility rate. It will also decrease sperm count for men and increase your risk for infertility for women. And with exercise, if you exercise too much, women will also have ovulation problem, and that will also affect their infertility risk, and then for men, it will also decrease their sperm count, and that is all. Did that one great.
Hi, I'm Jessica Todd, and I will be talking about the emotional impact of infertility on men and women. For men and women, there's an equal chance of 50% on each side that one or the other will be the cause of the infertility, or perhaps maybe even both, just depending on the odds. However, for men, they tend to divorce the woman so that they can actually find a fertile other person, basically a fertile woman to be with, so they can have children, because they feel like, well, that woman couldn't do it, so maybe this one will. And for women, they're ostracized, they have a lot of stigma towards them, and they are discriminated against. So they carry the social burden, while men usually don't. Men are usually like, oh, well, you can't do it, oh well, maybe someone else can. For women, it's like, oh, you can't do it, wow, you're pretty insignificant to life. And for both, they both have feelings of depression, grief, anger, shock. They both have low self-esteem and self-confidence, because now they're like, I can't do this, I must be unable to do, I must be something wrong with me. And they have a sense of loss of control, because they're like, oh, I can't even control my genetics, what else can I control? So in total, obviously infertility impacts all aspects of life, and it's very hard for a person to go through. However, there are ways to fix it through treatments, testing, and medications. And that is all. Thank you.